Lot of initiatives being taken by the donor minister Sri Kishan Reddy ji. So he felt that there is a need for improvement in banking services and banking support to various industries. So he wanted to have a banking conclave calling all the top bankers and also industrialists and also some stakeholders and government officials. So all come to one platform and discuss what is happening and what needs to be done. So accordingly, the organizing of the conclave has been entrusted to NEDFi, since I was also a banker, and partly NEDFi is also a NBFC. So we have taken up the task, but because all the government officials and top bankers, unless both comes together, decision making will be difficult. So we thought that Delhi would be the appropriate place to conduct. So we are holding this banking conclave on 28th of April at Constitutional Club. Main theme is that on 4 areas we thought that we should deliberate. One is credit to agri and allied sectors. What is the present status and what needs to be done? Then second area is credit to MSME and startup ecosystem. So what is the status of MSME, unka position, how the credit is flowing into MSME sector, and startups, what is the startups ecosystem, how many venture capital funds are there, what is the development to be done in that area. That is the another one. Third one is that implementation of the government sponsored schemes. There are several government sponsored schemes which are announced by both state governments and central government. But what is the implementation status? What are the difficulties? Whether NPAs are more or less? If NPAs are more, how to reduce? So these are some of the areas where we wanted to discuss. And fourth is that overall scenario of banking, number of branches, areas they were covered, areas still to be covered. Are there any far-flung areas where formal credit, branches are there or not? And population-wise, number of population versus branches, and square kilometer-wise, number of square kilometers versus the branches across the country and Northeast comparison, and how to improve if there is any gap. So, and how to improve the connectivity through any other way instead of branches. Branches is one area. After that, if they can't start the branches, this BC model and other things can be strengthened. This is another area of discussion. So for agriculture and allied activities, NABARD, MD NABARD will come, and then additional secretary from the Ministry of Agriculture will come. Then Agricultural University, our Vice Chancellor is also participating. Then SLBC conveners will also be there. For MSME, Central Government Secretary to Government MSME, he will be heading the panel, and DMD from State Bank of India will come, and then MD and CEO, PNB will be participating. Reserve Bank of India say one top executive will come from Reserve Bank. These people will come discuss about MSME and its credit, this thing. And regarding the sponsoring schemes, etc., the additional secretary from the Ministry of Food Processing will be participating, and DPIIT, because that is another important ministry where the central subsidy that our capital subsidy is being sanctioned. So DPIIT secretary, he is also participating. He is chairing that particular panel, and also from the bank side, SLBC convener will be there. So this is the third panel. Fourth is overall banking scenario. For this, we brought the Secretary DFS. He is the top boss for banks. Secretary DFS is the next to Finance Minister. So he will be heading that panel. He will sit personally to see what banking is being done here and how it should be improved. In this also, some of the expert bankers are coming, and top executives of the 4 or 5 banks are coming. So these also will be discussed there, and possible solutions can be found out, or increase in the network can be. These are some of the areas where they want to work out. We took out the data from various NEDFi House, SLBC, RBI, all these data we have colluded, and then we brought out what is the status of the agri, MSME, and then government sponsor schemes and banking scenario. All these things we have prepared. So a presentation will be made before the discussion, and then Minister of Donor Sri Kishan Reddy and the State Minister Finance Bhagavat Dr. Bhagavat Krishna Rao Karadya. He will be there, and Sri B.L. Verma, State Minister, he will be there. All the three will be there, and we are yet to get confirmation. Reserve Bank Deputy Governor also we call them, because this particular initiative it should be a game changer, because at lower levels, whatever we discuss, whatever we request, whether it will be taken decisions or not, so their ministers are there, RBI representatives are there, banking bosses, DFS, MSME secretary, agriculture secretary, all these people were there, and bankers are there. Top bankers so far, Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, IOB, Central Bank, all private sector banks, all their chief executives have confirmed their participation. So this is about this. So please kindly give the good write-up and good publicity for this initiative of the Ministry of Donor, Sri Kishan Reddy. Anything if you want to ask, I can reply.
So somehow I don't think private was North East and North East. Somehow that don't click much. Can you see again this?
We can propose. It's a good scheme actually. When we have opened in Junabeto and some Nagaland and other places, so they used to reimburse us the cost of that particular thing. It's a good idea, you note down. We can discuss there in the meeting to reintroduce that, to give the incentive to Not only that, actually they also used to give us encouragement for opening the currency chests. They used to give some kind of incentive if you open a currency chest in remote area. So subsequently, because the scenario is changed now all discourage the cash transactions, increase the digital transactions. So in that process, the importance of currency chests has gone. But this scheme is good. That scheme we can tell them. One day program. Then we will circulate it to you what are the decisions taken, and some of the spot decisions are needed there. That is why we fix it convenient to all the secretaries and ministers. Otherwise, it should have happened on 20th. Then we shifted it to 28th because all secretaries will be available now. Because unless central government secretary and the minister is there, decision making will be. So we are calling the top bosses of banks, top bosses of ministries, top bosses of departments. So hopefully this is going to be a game changer. We hope lot of decisions will be taken.
What would be the focus areas in this conclave for the northeastern region?
This is a bankers conclave. This donor minister Sri Krishan Reddy ji thought that all bankers and their top bosses and also the government functionaries, secretaries in various departments sit together and discuss what kind of a further banking facilities to be improved in Northeast India in respect of branches expansion, in respect of agri and allied activities financing, and in respect of MSME financing and implementation of government sponsored schemes, because there are a lot of gaps in requirement of the Northeast and the availability of that. So there is a need for increasing the banking facilities in Northeast, and also especially in far-flung areas where the Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Mizoram, these are the areas where hilly areas may, whether the formal banking, formal credit is to go or not. If it is going, which areas it is going, if it is not going, which areas it is not going, and then how to bring the banking facility to far-flung areas. These are the major discussions will happen, because the secretaries of departments like MSME and DPIIT, agriculture, banking, Department of Banking Services. So all these secretaries are participating, and MDs and DMDs and chairmen of the banks are also participating, and the donor minister Sri Krishan Reddy will be completely morning to evening. He will sit through and he will monitor the discussions, and there will be decisions will be taken to implement those decisions taken in that meeting. Actually, technology has to be improved, connectivity has to be improved. These two things they are going to give importance. So once technology is improved, taking the credit to the remote areas is easy. So that is the where the emphasis will be given.